Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. Or, based on how I've been doing things lately, it's Thursday, March 26th, 2028. I've gotten the month wrong multiple times this month.
It's January.
I think that too. Hi, everybody. So, first things first. Let it be known, as a proof of concept, the music that you're hearing this morning is actually streaming from my computer. This is my royalty-free catalog. I set it up because I was like, how do I set this up? And it was like, press like one button. And I was like, oh. Oh. Okay. Because the prerequisite is that like I'm using the same application, and I've always done that. And I know people would be like, why on earth would you use iTunes on Windows? Familiarity. But in this particular instance, it's useful because in order to stream the music, I just have to hit like one button. So I don't know. There's some issues with this that I've learned about. The primary issue is that there is things in there's songs in my library that like aren't really intended for Twitch. Like I could use them on a YouTube video, but there's like a known issue where like it flags on Twitch, right?
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Thank you. But there's no way to turn them off for this computer. So
Come here. Come on.
like you can turn it. Okay, let me take that back. You can turn it off.
Come on.
Yeah, like I've turned off some songs. However, it doesn't remember it. That's a better way of putting it. So I've turned them off for this morning, but like I tested this last night, and this morning they were back on, and I was like, ah. So that's kind of bad.
Hi. Come here.
But as a proof of concept, it does work, and it was remarkably easy to do.
Take the fastest parachute to go by Tiny Eddie's Blueberry Cloud Sours.
I think the fastest parachute is
It's just staying on the ground.
no parachute. Hit terminal velocity.
The fastest parachute is no parachute.
A jetpack.
Mallory George, 2025. Thousand Bits from Elvin Scout says, you wanna, let's gonna. Secret Trial, the Snack of God. I've got to work during stream, so Grandpa, your task is to recite the snack divination incantation and interpret Eddie's will into a prediction about our day. See you on the VOD squad till Thursday. The snack divination incantation is a creation of Elvin Scout. And the only thing I remember is something about like, it's bone time. Which I'm pretty sure is what everyone says right before they eat any sort of snack, is they just go, it's bone time, and then they, yeah, perfect. Thank you, Chaz. I was pretty sure that was it. Blueberry Cloud Sours.
That sounds like sour blueberry cotton candy.
Vagabond says, I say that before other activities. Before collecting bones? Also, my brain is like, is there a video game that has both Blueberry and Cloud in the title? Is this a fever dream? Is this a real thing? Am I imagining this? That's it. Cloudberry Kingdom. Yeah, that platforming game from a while back. Okay. I was sitting here and I was like, that's such a weird name for a video game, Blueberry Cloud, but it feels like it is.
Give me the bird.
And yeah, that's a real game.
Chicken.
I like Blueberry. What?
Chicken.
Oh, I thought you were looking at him and like chicken. And I was like,
Chicken.
no, sweetheart, that's a cat.
Chicken, chicken, chicken.
We got 42 months from Jezza Gaming 1998, 28 months from Hero King Lucina, 55 from Elfie Goldfish, 40 from Will Peters, 77 from Cobalt Custard, 53 from Starbloom Faye, 74 from Cosmic Searle, 66 from Destiny Light, 74 from Incarnado, 59 from Mr. Squidpus, 73 from I Spy a Moose, 18 from Link Scale 26. 3 bits from Rin the Halfling says, good morning, all. Question for y'all in chat. What is the best breakfast pastry?
A donut?
It is very hard to beat a donut.
Kringle?
Donut is better than Kringle.
Disagree.
Does a Hot Pocket count?
Cinnamon roll is very close.
A Hot Pocket counts as a breakfast pastry if the insides are eggs and bacon, which they make. But I don't know, man. Donut.
Babka? Babka's good.
Babka's good. Haven't had babka in a long time. Do biscuits and gravy count? I think we're escaping the realm of pastry at that point. I do enjoy biscuits and gravy a lot. Yeah, biscuits, yes. Gravy, no. What if... Ooh, hold on.
Could you hand me that?
Hear me out, and many of you will not be on board for this. What if...
Escaping the realm of pastry would be a good game.
That's the sequel to Fruit RPG. What if there is... It could be a biscuit, but it could also be like... I
don't know where you're going with this.
I'm saying that we should inject gravy. Yeah, Radio Dread's already there. A gravy-filled biscuit.
Oh.
And that you don't typically put things in biscuits.
No.
But you could. That's a collage? What is that? Collage.
Do you need your tail? Do you need dish? Do you need...
Why is it you type in anything into Google and it's like, Google would like to know your location? Like, it's not relevant.
You're looking up a collage. Where do you live?
Who do you think you are? Collage is a term for a variety of baked goods, including a sweet bread, a sweet pastry, and savory bread. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, this is a bread that has filling in it. Typically. It looks like it can kind of mean several things, but that looks like what it typically is.
Radio Dread. They would like to know my location. They can keep wondering.
Yeah, this is pretty. It's not. From the images I'm looking at, it doesn't scream biscuit to me, but it's pretty dang close. So I'm willing to give I'm willing to give that a pass. I would
We can.
Kolachu? Is that how you pronounce that? So pretty different from collage. It seems like a lot of people don't like biscuits and gravy.
I've never ordered it. I've had like a bite of yours.
And you were like,
Oh, I like it. I like
okay.
sausage gravy, but I've never had sausage gravy nor biscuits until
South.
Until South.
Go, Kolachu, use gravy wave. Thank you, Chaz. Yeah, it's very much a southeastern United States thing. But for the international viewers who are wondering, it's a biscuit, our concept of a biscuit, not a cookie. And it's covered in sausage gravy. And it's delicious. Sometimes sausage gravy is a little spicy, sometimes not. It's a very southern dish, but very, very good.
The The problem is I like the taste of it, but it's way too much.
Is it like too rich?
Too rich? Yeah.
Sometimes it can be
Yeah.
a lot. Like you go to eat it and it's just because that sausage gravy can be really, really
I am also
strong.
like, I'm just gonna order French toast. Which is like what I order. A scone with cream sauce. You're not that wrong, Anise.
Kevin says, I love biscuits and gravy. My mom used to make it for me growing up, and I grew up in Michigan. Sometimes used pancakes instead of biscuits. Interesting. Yeah, for me, it's the thickness of the biscuits that works so well with the sausage gravy. So thinking about using a pancake, I'm like, that's interesting. Anyway, I love breakfast. I think there's something to be said about, like, you can like a lot of things, but there's a very particular thing you like at a particular time of day.
Yeah.
So you saying, if you go into a breakfast place and they have French toast, it's a 9 out of 10 times that's what you're going to order.
Yeah, and if it's a place I haven't been, I want to see how their French toast is. We don't go out all that often, so...
I'm the same way with platters. The same way, because, like, my entire life, if I go to a breakfast place, I get whatever their, like, platter is. Because almost every breakfast place has got one thing that's like, this is Big Mama's pancake platter, or the golfer's special, or whatever. And that's what I always order.
Special.
Yeah. So the first time I go to a breakfast place, that's always what I get. And the farmer's market restaurant has a particularly huge...
Yeah, they do.
But it's great. It's delicious. I'm getting hungry. I only have coffee. Oh, no. We got 58 months from Thunderstriker, 34 from Rubik's Moon, 63 from NG Bin, 30 from Handsome Mama, 58 from Charlemagne. Vegetable Sorbet gifted 3 subs to Moose Stell, Opnul, and Mario.
Metal Moon asks if we've had a full English breakfast. Yes.
Yeah. So, we went to Ireland in...
2012, 13?
It's been a while. Yeah, it's probably been a decade. But, like, every single place we stayed... Because we traveled around Ireland, stayed in a bunch of different places, and, like, every morning...
There was a breakfast at the hotel.
Was a full breakfast. It was like going to heaven, to be perfectly honest. It was great. And,
like, it was a full Irish breakfast with, like, blood sausage.
Yeah. And everything was delicious. That's not, like, the best reason for going back... But it's up there. The top 3.
Out of all the places we went, Mark and Rada trips, not Japan, that one I think was the best food.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And nothing against Greece, China.
Arizona.
The country of Arizona. But I'm so partial to breakfast food, and, like, an English breakfast speaks to my soul on levels I can't even begin to explain. It's so good. It's so good. There's actually, there's a Irish pub in Raleigh that does Sunday brunch, and they do, like, a big English breakfast, and I've had it once since living here, and I'm just like, it's very good. So... Y'all would be miserable with a Swedish breakfast. Too little food for y'all, I think. No offense, but yeah. Yeah, different parts of the world do breakfast very differently. And I'm one of those people that I can wake up at, go to a restaurant at 7:30 a.m. and order an entire platter of food, and I'm like, yeah, this is exactly the way it should be. So, did you use a travel agency to go on any of your trips? We did once.
No. Most of the Mark and Rhonda trips with my dad and stepmom were done through a tour company.
Yeah, I guess it's not technically a travel agency.
No, they do. It's like a package deal where you buy it, and it's all the hotels, all the transit, all of the attractions for the most part.
Yeah.
You have the ones we've gone on, except the first one, have had a guide.
Yeah.
It's some of the food included, like breakfast were.
Gate 1.
Yeah, we went with Gate 1.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah, the experiences with them are actually very good.
We were the youngest people on every one of them we went on.
It's true. But that was fine too.
Yeah.
That was fine too.
But that's how they prefer to travel.
I feel
and
like
it works well for some things.
I feel like there's some countries that you can just kind of get out there and explore on your own.
Yeah.
And then there's other countries that like having a group like that is
Yeah.
you're probably going to have a better time because they already are going to take you to places and help you experience things like more quickly.
And sometimes you get priority. Like when we did Gate 1 in Greece, we got priority like with the cruise ship about who got off the boat first for excursions and getting into things.
Yami Bell says, I'm thinking of using one for a trip to China. Yes.
Out of all of them that felt like it was the most necessary.
Yeah, I really don't think we could have... Well, I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, we would have seen a fraction, tiny fraction of things if we would have tried to have done that ourselves. So for China, yes, absolutely. Like, beyond a shadow of a doubt, do that. Because we got to see so much stuff, and it would have been really difficult. Like Fossick says, China can be hard on your own if you don't speak the language.
Yeah.
Agreed. So, I would definitely recommend it.
Ireland
for
was Gate 1 as well, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. They do independent ones where you don't have a guide, and they like,
just take care of the hotels and everything.
in the car. Because it was a rental.
Oh, yeah, that was fun, getting into the car and your dad being like, well,
Time to drive on the other side.
time to drive on the other side of the road.
That wasn't quite Midwestern.
No, it wasn't.
No.
I escaped there a little bit. It's fine. We got 17 months from Ilson, 18 months from Crescent Gaia, 52 from Colton, 22 from Haley92, Gamers00700 gifted a sub to Nintendo Nitwit, and, sorry, Gamer says, that's a colossal ideal. What was it? Kolachi? 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 I pronounced it Kalash because when I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that seems right.
Hi, you snuggle down? Gosh.
Kalashi. Or Kolachi.
You're a little shrimp kitty.
It's fine. Shizuo says, that's what I'm worried about for going to Japan. I don't speak Japanese. Japan is different.
Japan was a lot easier.
Japan is different.
Yeah.
Having been to both, it's very different. Because in Japan, first off, a lot of... I'm assuming you're going to Tokyo. You know, most people that are visiting Japan, at least for the first time, are going to Tokyo. And if you're going to Tokyo and your plan is to like be in Tokyo or any of the major cities, like you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. There's a few phrases to learn, but otherwise, like a lot of signage also has English. So, Haley, I've heard of Tokyo. I think you may have been there actually. You may not remember. But I'm pretty sure you were there. I was editing Japan yesterday.
Yep. Sorry, just thinking about the footage from that day and that day in particular. Did you watch that part?
Did I watch what? Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I'm getting through it. It's real quick. It's funny how much easier it is to work on a project like that when you've removed other mental weights from your life. It's bizarre. And like on paper, it should not matter, but it absolutely matters. Anyway, I was flying, man. I could not believe how much I could do and how quickly I could do it when the burdens of everything else in my life were gone.
Lessened.
I couldn't believe it. So that felt good. And I hope it actually will not be too much longer and you'll get another Japan vlog as a result. So it's great. It's really, really great. It's also a good one. The last part of it, I'm like, you can't just show blow up dolls on YouTube.
Can't.
Like, you can't do that.
No.
So I got to figure out. Go on. You could show me though. It was culture, Steven. I mean, it was culture. It was actually, it's wild.
Where the heck did you go? A restaurant.
A restaurant. I wasn't even there. That was the day of the trip I was remarkably sick.
Too much coffee.
That was literally what happened.
What kind of restaurant? Chad,
vegan.
It was vegan, yes.
Vegan. Yeah. I was looking through the footage last night and scrubbing through stuff, and I'm like,
how even less.
How do I even begin to like? So are we talking like Boppo from Rugrats? Yeah. No. Haley says, Mao and I drew on the wall of the restaurant.
Drinks were 200 yen, and you poured them yourself.
I think, like,
it was a full bar.
I gotta look at it.
I can't read a whole lot of Japanese.
Yeah, I need to, like, I have to...
Watch it?
Yeah, I gotta go back and through and watch it, but, like, not including that feels like...
Vagabond says, everything about this place makes me question it more and more. Vagabond, it was run by one woman, alone, who cooked, took your order, and dealt with everything.
With extremely cheap drinks that they just trusted you to pour yourself.
Yeah. Are you sure you didn't make this place up? Yeah, it was kind of like a
Chesses,
Spirited
and
Away
it was
situation.
5 floors. It was 5 floors. Yeah. Fortunately, Haley gives a very thorough tour. Like, filmed a good bit of it, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, when it comes to, like, certain elements, I'm like...
Did you wander into another universe? It felt like it.
Like, it needs to be... I don't know, there's some stuff in there that's like, it clearly has to be dealt with, but also it has to be included because the insanity...
Can you do, like, a really pixelated, like, big pixels
like
over
mosaic.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Do like a mosaic. Certainly over the body, maybe over the head too.
I think over the head
Maybe
too.
just all of it. Like the classic, like the... Sorry, I'm painting you a picture. We can't put this in the image queue. Like a classic... The classic one that you think of when you think of what is the cheapest one that you could possibly get from the adult store on the interstate for like $10. Like that. Exactly what you're picturing. Anyway, I'll deal with that today. That'll be a today thing. Can you imitate it? No. No, I cannot.
I think the woman's name was Shiho. Because, like, there was signs up that was like...
Serenity Waffle says, so this is breakfast. Yes.
There was a sign up that was like, she runs this restaurant alone. Please clean up after yourself.
She was in the tub. Yes, she was in the tub.
The thing in the tub was the goddess.
That was her name. That was her name.
Let's see. Here's Boat Eat. Here's Ryokan.
Anyway, if anyone's going to Japan and visiting Osaka, it's a very special place that you can go. I feel like I was there just based on how good of a job
Chaz,
that
do you remember
Haley
the
did
name?
with
I
the
have it
footage.
if you don't.
If you have it, then why are you waiting?
No, the restaurant.
What are you asking, Chaz?
Because if he spells it out, that would be maybe easier in chat. It was OKO. OKO.
Sorry, Mallory. It would be easier if Chaz spells
Listen.
this and then goes OKO. 3 letters.
Listen.
Chaz, if you could write that,
Well-
you could write that out for us so everyone knows. Okay, if everyone in chat could just write OKO, so we all just have like a visualization. Just OKO, just so we know. Yeah, this is it. Okay, thank you, everyone. This is helpful. Wanted to make sure everyone knows exactly what this place is called. That's it. Yep. Oh, shoot. Oh, that little man.
He's relaxed.
I know.
He's a little shrimp boy.
He's relaxed, all right. Relax that sphincter. Jesus. The poor boy, he got intestinal issues.
He sure does.
He got intestinal issues, and like that's why the farts are so bad.
Yeah.
But they are so bad.
Cat tax.
Don't embarrass him. He's asleep.
Was the food good? The food was very good.
He's asleep. We just went on a little journey.
We
Talking
really
about
did.
that. My God.
Okay.
He's gonna get a complex. So the place was OKO in Osaka. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, I'll be working on that today.
Zoom a Peggy. Zoom a Peggy. We are the digital embodiment of Alex. Zoom a Peggy.
I always love imagining that this is someone's first stream. I love it. We don't always talk about these sorts of things. We found a special place. We don't, I mean, probably 50% of the time. Once a week. That was 4834 from Cock9. OKO. OKO. Healy says, I tried so hard to show you how crazy the restaurant was. I'm glad it worked. It did work. It did work. I'm looking forward to editing that down. I think it's going to be hard to edit down because there's so much. But it's also, much of it is important. So, the other thing is that I'm approaching the Japan vlogs with a very I don't care mentality. I don't care if you watch it or not. They will be as long or as short as I want them to be. If there's a lot of something, then whatever. Hi, lyrics. I'll skip you. And that's fine. Totally fine. Alright, we've got 500 Bits Molly Tomlinson says, Hi, grandparents. Long time since I caught a stream, but since last time I got a master's degree in music. Congrats. I wrote a 21,000-word paper on the history of video game music, and I really enjoyed working on it. I used Earthbound as a case study. Nice.
Congratulations on your master's degree.
Yeah, first off, congrats, because that's a big deal. And then second off, that's a great paper, because there is so much history in video game music. Oh, speaking of video game music, I finally downloaded the Nintendo Music app. It's been out for a few months, and I was like, I'm going to try it. So the other day, I took a shower to the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack.
And how did you feel?
It was, it was different. I kind of like it in the sense, it seems like a good shower app, because, like, normally, about half the time I'll listen to like my normal playlist, and half the time I'll listen to just like lo-fi beats. But I think I would rather listen to like, you know, a video game soundtrack possibly. It's just a little weird when you're like washing your hair and like the boss theme comes on and it's like
Renee says, what if a
like,
Panic Drowning song comes on when you're in the shower? Sonic running out of air music. Did you play Aquatic Ambience?
That did come up. And like that was neat. So there were some things that were fitting and some things that was like, ah. But overall it was fine.
We flipping? Flip.
You got 200 bits from Abilene, says, thought you would like this. Found a ROM hack of Earthbound that lets you play as a female Ness with the appropriate pronouns, and this encouraged me to play Earthbound for the first time. Wish me luck. Any advice? That's neat. It's a neat concept. Advice. So there's a in-game hint system in Earthbound, and most players miss it completely because it's so much easier to just, like, Google what you need to know. And like you can always do that. But if you get stuck, I would encourage you to seek out the hint guy in the game. In the first town, if you just are walking around and exploring, you'll find him. And there's hitmen in almost every town. Hitmen. So that's probably my big recommendation, is that most people miss out on that. And if you miss out on it, you're never going to use it again because you know how to play. There's a lot of hints. Like, yeah,
you could talk to one single person and then what they say changes.
Yeah. So there's quite a bit of hints built into the game. But otherwise, the best advice is, talk to everyone. And you should be probably doing that in an RPG anyway, but like the appeal of Earthbound is in the humor, and the dialogue is so good. So my advice is use the hint man if you get stuck, and then also just talk to everyone, and you'll really enjoy it because it's a lot of fun. We had a subby, 56 months at tier 3 from Arpiga. Thank you. 72 months from Luna Pearl. Congrats on 6. 69 months from Shy. Nice. Also 300 bits from Shy says, it was just a restaurant. That doesn't really narrow it down, especially in Japan. Several restaurants in Japan. Like 4, maybe 5. Or more. Quill and the Stars gifted a sub to Serenity of Waffles. We got 300 bits from Shy. It says, Mallory George, solver of puzzles, driver of carts, painter of canvases, and struggles with 3-letter words. OKO. If we get back there, if we get back to Osaka, then maybe I'll get a chance to actually go this time. I learned the hard way on that trip to maybe not consume like
that much caffeine,
like 8 coffees.
Yeah.
It's an easy trap to fall into. And the reason it's an easy trap to fall into, aside from the fact that there's vending machines every 100 feet, is when it was cold, which it was cold that day, you get the hot coming out and you're like, so you'd get a coffee
in a hot can,
and you just keep it in your hoodie and it like warm you up. Yeah, I drank a lot, and then a bad thing happened. This was also right after COVID, because I had COVID in February, and then in March we went to thing, and my body for like 6 to 8 months after I had COVID did a bad. I did not drink the corn drink. Did not want to drink the corn drink.
He is so happy.
He's just happy to cuddle. Mean Dean gifted 5 subs to Garfield 517, Munching Munchlax, Vader James, Node Sandwich, and Phoenix Nova. Mean Dean, thank you.
Chessa's corn drink was so good. But did you try Tomato-nade? Tomato and lemonade? That was the one I was interested in.
49 months from Jet Prower and 53 months from Super Thingamabob. There's 2 arts in the queue, and I'm gonna...
One's Kepi.
Okay, and I'm assuming the other one is not the Interstate Adult Store. Man, that's some yoga, isn't it?
Yeah. He's a shrimp.
My goodness. What a tight shrimp right there. Like, I'm impressed. Cats are made of liquid. I made this last night and posted it in the Discord, and it was very important. I can explain this. So in the Discord, every week, Vagabond posts the stream schedule, and when Vagabond posted the stream schedule, there was an extra stream in there, and it was like
Gremlin hour.
Wednesday at 3 a.m. Gremlin hour, and I was like, and I said I'm tempted to do this for the joke, just go live at 3 a.m. I said, but the problem is I've actually been doing good at my sleep, so I wouldn't do that. And then Mao was like, actually, my sleep's been real screwed up, and I can't make any promises. But if I was awake at 3 a.m. on Wednesday, I might go live. So then I made that image in response. Mallory, what are you doing? Streaming on Twitch. Mallory, it's 3 in the morning. Why on earth are you streaming on Twitch?
Because I've lost control of my life.
Yeah. I did that right before bed. I went in to take care of something, and then I saw that, and I was like, I got a few minutes. Then I went to sleep. I have not been awake at 3 a.m. for a bit, which is great.
I'm real happy for you.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I might wake up briefly.
I did sleep last night. I woke up
Oh, good.
early, though, today. Earlier than the alarm.
Same.
But I did not...
We woke up about the same time.
But I did not wake up at 2 a.m. and be up for 3 or 4 hours like I have been, so...
That's good. Yeah, I've been having a little bit of an issue falling asleep. A little more than I usually do. And certainly I wake up whenever he hauls me in the face. Because I...
Hey.
Well, so, because I put the massage gun is on the nightstand next to me, there's nowhere for him to stand.
Oh.
So, you know what he's been doing is just standing...
On your pillow?
Like, yes. So he's actually been closer. Normally he would stand on the nightstand and just kind of like reach over. But now that there's nowhere for him to stand, he's just like here. So he's kind of like...
You know, some people's cats sleep like right here. Next to them on the pillow.
I mean, if he wasn't moving, it might be okay. But no, he's only up there when he wants to, like, poke me in the eye. I gotta keep trimming his nails.
Chess says Elspeth does that currently. Yeah, she sleeps up by your face, doesn't she?
Father, awake. Father, I require attention. Yeah, if he was still, that would be fine. Because there's been, it does not very often, but there's been times where, like, I'll be sleeping on my side and he'll, like, become Little Spoon and, like, curl up next to my tummy. And I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're just gonna stand next to my head and continually
tap you on the face?
Yeah, continually put your paw into my eye socket, like, I'm less interested in that.
What if he was putting it in your mouth?
He's done that, and it's not great. I don't think he knows I don't think he thinks about that.
He doesn't recognize that, like...
I don't think he's thinking, like, mouth. Like, I don't think he's thinking about that. I think it's just attention. And just wherever the paw lands, that's where it lands. It's hard because, you know, if I'm facing that direction, he'll do that. Sometimes I'll just flip, and that could be a few things. He might stop, he might jump onto the floor and start chewing cables, or he might walk on my pillow to the other side and stand between us and then poke me again. So, like, sometimes it is
Sometimes
easier.
I think he just wants you to get up.
I mean, that is it. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'll get up and I'll...
It's time to be up.
Well, a lot of times he'll do that, and then I have to pee. So I'm like, well, crap, I do need to get up. And then I give him water, and then he's good. That's fine. People that have pets, they know. This is just a thing that you sign up for. Unless you keep them out of your bedroom entirely, which is great if you can do that. We cannot do that. Because he screams and flings himself against the door until he vomits. So we try to eliminate that as much as possible. We got 66 months from Bored Turtle and 100 bits from Sammy Weiss. Thank you.
Good vibes to you, Sammy.
Good vibes. Summer Noir says, so the AutoSync drink isn't working. We actually had to unplug it because...
It came undone from the faucet.
Yeah.
Even though we had screwed it in real tight.
It came undone, and then also it was semi-broken because it kept going off a few times a minute. Yeah. And it was driving me insane.
The motion detector was like constantly sensing motion despite it being turned towards like the wall.
For a few days, I kept moving it to try and figure out what on earth is going on. And his bathroom's right next to my office. So I'm sitting in my office and I just hear click, 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 click. And you can only take so much of that before you want to like destroy a village. And I could not do it. So we had, but also then it just randomly came out, and I was like, how did it do that? So I don't know. I don't know if it was defective or not. So we're back to just giving him drinks on whenever he wants. It's fine. It's totally fine. I'm already used to that. It's not a big deal. I was trying to think if there was something else I was going to talk about, but I forgot now. I'm editing Japan.
I went for a 16-mile bike ride.
That's good.
On Sunday.
You did. Yeah, you were aiming for longer, but 16 is still good.
Yeah. I didn't want to run out of time.
Chaz ran that day and ran more miles than you biked.
Yeah, he ran 18 miles that day.
Wild.
Smug.
Avenger says, what is the context behind this emote? The Pikmin drowning. Whenever we would play Pikmin, any of them really, but especially like maybe
one and two.
Yeah, the first two games. Sometimes they drown. There's not a lot you can do. Sometimes you drown them just to like send a message to the other ones. It's like, you see this? No insubordination. Yeah, sometimes you can't get them out. I forget about the fact that you can, and this is something, I think it works in every game. If there are any other color in there, you can throw blues in there, and the blues will throw the other color out.
What?
Did you know that?
No.
I watched a clip of something recently, and I remembered that was a thing, and I'm like, oh, we never really used that, did we? But that's a thing. The blues will actually try and save other Pikmin. So you can throw blues at them, and they'll save them. Does it only work in one? No. Why would they take that out? That seems like something that they would keep in. But the clip I saw was from the first game, so... Blue Pikmin will only do that if they're not in your squad. 1600 from Shai says, oh, Captain, my Captain. Listen, they know what they sign up for. Mm-hmm. That's what the song is about. The Pikmin song?
Oh, yeah.
The French...
Yeah.
French?
Japanese.
Japanese? You know, that French one. I was like, why did I say French? Oui, oui, Pikmin. Yeah. Yeah, so next time you play Pikmin, keep that in mind. I've been waiting to see when Pikmin 1+2, like the physical Switch game, would go on sale, and it just hasn't.
I wouldn't mind playing back through 1 and 2.
Yeah, I have the digital copies on my Switch because Nintendo sent the codes. But I'd rather have a physical copy. But it hasn't been cheap enough. It's also, I think it's out of print now. Maybe. I don't think they're actively making more of those. I don't see a reason for them to. So.
That reminds me, you should take our Dreamcast next time you go back to Myrtle Beach.
And get Roland to.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There might be other consoles that are broken.
Yeah. But are you gonna like figure that out?
Like, I actually know that there are some other consoles that are broken. Like, I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt.
So we can do a Sonic Shuffle stream. Have like Chaz and Dan over or something.
The Xbox 360 is broken, but also the Xbox 360 never had an HDMI out, so I'm kind of like, you could just get a different one. My original Xbox that I have, the disc tray hasn't opened in years, but it's also modded, so it kind of didn't matter.
Yeah.
If I wanted to play an Xbox game, I would have to connect it to a LAN port on the computer and send an ISO of the game onto the Xbox, and that was how I played it. It's like, oh yeah, we want to play Halo? Yeah, no problem. Just give me like 45 minutes to put Halo onto the Xbox. Totally fine. We got 300 bits from Satsy. It says, hi, not actually here. Got a haircut yesterday, and the hairdresser's trans son is finally on his testosterone. Excited AF. Wanted to share. It's a slog of a waiting list here. Don't forget beans. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And you're not actually here. Ghost Satsy. This is the hand signal for ghost, by the way. This is a ghost. You can tell because it's very ephemeral.
I'm terrified.
You should be. It's a ghost. Stop feeling up the ghost. How many are there? It's too many. Renee, that's exactly how I move in Phasmophobia. You sure it's not a symbol for mime? No. Close. The ghost is this. Mimes are this. There's a clear like wall.
The glass wall.
Yeah.
Kitty.
Poor little guy. Everyone wants to hold Cappy.
He never wants anyone to hold him. Oh. There we go. We're done now.
I'm allowing him to escape over here. And he doesn't care. He's got to clean that foot. 56 months from Filippo. Thank you. Let me go ahead and run beans while I'm thinking about it, because I will forget. So I'll do that. And then, it's Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Thursday.
It's not. It's Tuesday.
But it's Tuesday, which is great, because that means that tomorrow I get to play more Tunic. Mm-hmm. Really, really enjoyed that. Yeah. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, I'll be playing through more Tunic. I think it's stream 4. The first 3 streams are on the VOD channel. It's very, very cute. And also, like, legitimately fun to play. So check that out. And then Friday evening, we are continuing to go through Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm very excited for Friday.
Yeah, we're playing Sonic 2. And I'm excited. There's a addition in Sonic 2 that I'm excited for Mal to see. She doesn't know about it yet.
So don't tell me.
So don't tell her. But it's gonna be his name is Tails.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And yeah, Mal will be streaming Friday morning as well.
I'm gonna keep working on that watercolor.
Hey, you're still not done with it yet.
I might finish it on Friday. We'll see.
You're getting close.
It's getting very close.
It's
hard
hard
to know because it's not what I'm used to doing.
Yeah, you can only work a certain amount because then it has to dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can oversaturate the paper.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened last week, which is why I ended up doing my nails.
Yeah.
was like,
I've done watercolors before. I've done watercolors and also ink wash.
Yeah.
You had to do everything in school. They were like, you got to do all this stuff.
I did not do watercolor in college. I did gouache in Art 101.
Some folks did gouache. I never had to do gouache. But we did watercolor.
Gouache is like between acrylic and watercolor in terms of everything. Kind of works like watercolor, but you can layer it like acrylic. It's kind of...
I've never used it.
I know.
Yeah. Is that how y'all met? Kind of.
No, not at all.
Well, we were at school. You were at a school and I was at a school.
Uh-huh.
It
Separate schools.
It wasn't the same school.
1,000+ miles apart.
But you were at a school and I was at a school, so it's like, that's almost... Whenever people ask about how we met, depending on how much time or how much information I want to give them, like the answer changes.
Yeah.
Because if we're in like a checkout line, and I don't know why someone in a checkout line would be asking us how we met, but we can... The quick answer is like, we met at school. And then like the long answer is like, we met at a fan website for an old Super Nintendo game, and then they're like, that requires more explanation. The quick answer, also known as the lie. Sometimes quick answers are lies, and that's, to move things along. It is still technically true. We did meet at school. I met Mao when I was at school, and she met me when she was at school. It's not a technical lie. It's still kind of true. I'm an accountant. What do you do for a living? I'm an accountant. I'm gonna count up them games on the shelves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Accountant.
If only there were 4.
You have bought more than 4 games.
I know.
You did this. That's how it happened. We got 100 bits from Amy Potato Girl, 12 months from Royo the Yo-Yo. Congrats on one. 55 months from Captain McKitty, and 300 bits from Shy. It says, the mere mention of the word ghost immediately got my mind running through one-liners from the Ghost Stories dub. If you've heard of it, it's an experience.
I have watched it.
I am familiar with it. Never watched it, but familiar with it. Ollie, bit more than 4. Can at least see 17.
Sapphire Becca, buy that many bikes. Are you Thomas? Encouraging me to get more bikes.
Yeah, Thomas does encourage things that I'm like, don't. but maybe don't. Yeah, I ended up getting a few games last year in 2024. And you can actually find this out by watching Breakfast Stream. Breakfast Stream is actually the key, because if you scrub through Breakfast Streams dating back to however long, you can like very slowly watch the Switch library like slowly get further along on this shelf. Like K. Rool moves further and further this direction. Yeah. And the Switch 2 is coming out. They're probably going to make a video game for it now. They're probably going to make, like, Mario. He's going to be able to jump this time. Mario's known historically for crawling. My favorite entry was Crawl Mario Crawl for the Amiga. Oh yeah, Vagabond got... Did anyone else get a ticket to the thing. The Nintendo's doing a thing where like you have to try and get a ticket to go to the event, and some of the folks in our Discord managed to get tickets. Vagabond for New York, Armored Frog for Dallas. So Vagabond did and Jeff Kelly didn't. The world is healing. A lot of no's. Some people tried.
Where is our closest? DC?
Was there one in DC?
I don't know. I didn't look at all. I didn't know it was happening.
It's too far away. Whatever it is. There's no DC one. I think the closest one was New York. I think there were also only like 3. No, it was like Dallas, New York, and LA. Yeah. Jesus. So they want you to see the Nintendo Switch 2, but not that much. The only system that I've had a chance to see before it came out... Well, that's not true. I guess they used to do that at PAX. But I saw the Wii before it came out. Because Nintendo did this whole thing where they toured with some bands and you could play the Wii for like 5 minutes. So, yeah. I'm sure they'll probably be pretty similar to playing the normal Switch. The thought will be, oh, the controllers are bigger, which is, the most important part of the Switch. Industry Insider, Stephen George. That's me. I actually got an email. So the initial email that had that line in it about like for the Nintendo Switches that I had posted about was for a specific game, and I actually got another email about that game yesterday. And I looked through the email and I was like, are they still saying Nintendo Switches? And they omitted that. They didn't say that anymore, and I'm like, okay. Seems like they should have.
Yeah, now that the news is out.
Well, that, and then also, like, I'm sure it ended up getting them talked about a little bit. Because I got them in trouble. Maybe they got them in trouble. You can't just send me a random PR email that mentions another Switch and me not say something about it. No. But no, I don't think they're in trouble. Maybe, I don't know. It's not my problem. We got 49 months from Paranite. Appreciate it. And is there any last minute things that we need to mention? I've talked about the streams this week. I think that's it.
That's it.
Banjo-Kazooie is still releasing. Industry Insider Stephen George reports leaker companies not in trouble with Nintendo. Front page of Reddit. That's what I need. That's what I need.
I mean, you could mention the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. Are you picking first for the Super Bowl pick for you and Alex's picks this year?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember whose turn
But if
it
you
is.
are, you're picking the Eagles, right?
I probably would because I already have the hat.
You do have the
I have
hat.
an Eagles hat. I think someone sent it to me on mail. So I already have the hat, so that's a good reason to go with that team. We didn't get to do a Super Bowl party last year because half of TRC had COVID.
Yeah, that's true.
So the fact that we can do it this year is a big deal. I mean, knock on wood. Within the next week, everyone is sick and be like, well, never mind. So, yeah, we didn't even do it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we completely skipped all of it because we were all sick and junk. So, we had 300 Bits of Mentapit says, I recently watched your NES Lego video, and it made me remember that Nintendo revealed a Lego Game Boy launching in October. Yeah, I saw that. That looks neat.
Is he purring? He's purring.
And it looks like it's I mean, they're trying to make them actual size, but that means that you could put Game Boy games in it. They won't play.
But they fit in it.
But they'll fit in it, and you can go, neat. Fun. I love that. Yeah, and actually, in hindsight, the Game Boy makes sense, right? Because that was the next thing that they did. They did the NES, and then they did the Game Boy. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess that is the next thing that they would make. But that does give everyone hope that in the next few years, they'll probably do a Super Nintendo one. And that's exciting. Because Super Nintendo is...
the system you like best.
Well, it's where most of my formative gaming memories are. Like, we had an NES growing up before that we had the Super Nintendo, but that's not... I was young. I was young, and I didn't become good enough to win the video games until the Super Nintendo era, so... Probably gonna be a while before we get the PlayStation Lego. Haley says, we were a Sega/PlayStation household.
Same.
Yeah, because you eventually got the PS2. Yeah. I always had Nintendo. The NES, and then the Super NES, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, and then once the GameCube was out, that was when I had money of my own and was like, wait a minute, I want to play video games, and I bought a PlayStation 2. I never had a Virtual Boy, and I still don't have a Virtual Boy. And then after I bought a PS2, I bought an Xbox. So I had that entire console generation, just because I was getting into video. There was games coming out for the PS2 that weren't coming out on the Nintendo, and I was like, I want to just play video games. And then I got an Xbox because that was right when Halo was a big deal, and everyone was playing Halo, and I was like, I want to play Halo. So,
see, my friend group, Nicole had Xbox, Stephanie had Nintendo, and I had PS2.
Yeah.
But the PS2 was at my dad's house, which was not near where they were.
Yeah,
So occasionally, I think Steph would do it. I don't think Nicole ever went with me to my dad's for the weekend.
Yeah.
And we'd play PS2. We'd go to Family Video and rent PS2 games and play them. It'd be like a long sleepover.
You know the entertainment center that's in my childhood bedroom at my parents' house? So, like, there's a shelf right that sits under where the CRT would go, and I had the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox all hooked up and all down there, and that was fun. That was a fun time. I basically put all of the any of the money that I got doing whatever I got towards video games. But now I have to, like, buy food.
Yeah. And you should buy Kepler
Sad.
food.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing we were talking about yesterday with his food? You were like, hey, could you pick this up next time there's an auto ship?
Yeah.
That went today, so
Oh,
it'll
okay.
be here in like 2 days.
Yeah, he loves those, and as far as I know, they're fine for him to eat because there's nothing in them.
Yeah.
There's these freeze-dried, I guess they're advertised as treats, but whatever, that are just freeze-dried one-ingredient things. And Kepler really loves them, and it sometimes is a good food encouragement if he doesn't really, really want to eat his wet food.
Yeah.
I can put some on or sprinkle some in, and he really loves it. So there's
with his gastro disease, it makes it really hard to do other food for him. We have to be very particular what he gets.
Yeah, there's only like 3 different foods he can even eat.
Yeah, right now.
So, yeah. But we have one for chicken breast, and then one for duck liver, and then we ordered one for turkey, and one for beef liver. And they're just like, it's just freeze-dried that, so I just take it and crumble it in my hand. Yeah. The duck liver's a little gross. But you don't have to do it.
I don't
I do it.
think it's that gross.
Well, you haven't found one of the special pieces.
Oh. The special pieces. Okay.
Yeah. There's a few special pieces. So anyway. Cameron says, wanted to let you know that you changing your vlog finally pushed me to change mine. I'm nearly behind by 6 years. And like I commented on the recent upload, it's nice knowing that you genuinely want to show us something when you upload now. It's been... I don't want to be hyperbolic. And I want to start by saying that this is not hyperbole. Making that decision has transformed my life in a very radical way in a very short amount of time. Positively. Like, huge. And I don't know, there's not a whole lot, like, I'm gonna be doing more, like, experiencing this feeling more and talking about this more, but like, it was a week ago, I think, it was like probably about a week ago that I released the video of like, hey, the daily vlog is ending, and it's actually remarkable. Like, I feel kind of like a different person, and Mao has seen it.
Yeah.
It's wild. I have not known what it was like to not feel this feeling of like, oh, you have this thing to do and it never ends and you have to keep doing it. And it's positively affected a bunch of aspects of my life. And that's been great. I was saying earlier, like, editing Japan yesterday was like a breeze. I could just sit down and do it. I've been taking care of doing like meal planning, like, just of my own volition. I was like, I have all of this mental bandwidth to do this, so I planned out meals for the week, and I like went shopping and got all of the ingredients, and I've been making the food because I can. Like, last night I made...
You looked through the freezer and you were like, we have all of this frozen chicken. We need to start going through it.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay, what can I do with frozen chicken? And you like did all of that.
Yeah, so I figured out the recipe, and then I bought all the stuff, and then I made that last night, and it was good. So, like, this is stuff that I haven't had, like, the executive function to do, that sort of thing. Ever. I mean, ever. There's been times that I think many years ago, I've certainly tried to make it work with doing other things. But I think the burnout was just so bad that trying to do any of that was impossible. So, yeah. I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Last night, you made that chicken last night, and I came downstairs after my stream, and you were, like, mixing up a seasoning blend for the chicken. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen him do this. And it turned out really good, and you cooked it perfectly. And it was very good, and I'm like...
I mean, there's definitely been times where
Maybe it's something that you will enjoy and want to do slightly as a little hobby for fun. I don't know.
I mean, there's definitely been times where I've, like, made food.
Yeah.
But typically, if I'm making something a little more complicated, I'm just helping you in the kitchen as opposed to, like, handling things myself. And yeah, it's been good. It's been very, very good. So, yeah. Anyway, I just want folks to know that. It gives me more bandwidth to be a person. It gives me more bandwidth to work on the specific video projects that I want to work on. And then ultimately, I'm thinking it's going to give me some extra bandwidth to work on some other, like, streaming project things too. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh my gosh,
it's been very good.
He's curled up like a little lamb.
He is curled up like a little lamb. And again, the wild thing is, like, I was putting a lot of effort and time into doing the vlog, and like the vlog has never even close been a primary source of revenue for us. So it was a wild amount of work just because I wanted to do it. And I did want to do it, but also it was killing me. And recognizing and admitting that something is killing you is very hard to do. But if you can do it and you can step away from it, especially like in this case, something that like I didn't need to do, I'm living now. And that's good. And I'm glad that people enjoyed the snow vlog.
Yeah.
There is more stuff that I have shot and will release. And there's already some stuff that I want to do as well. So, yeah. And it's okay to take on projects, you know? Like Fallout is a good example. Like Fallout was wildly difficult, and I don't have any regrets about doing it. So it's fine to do things like that, but I do think I realize now the danger in choosing to do something that does not end. That I'm not going to get trapped by that again. They're really a project that does not end is bad. And that's different from like a job. A job does not end because you go to work and do a job. It's different from having a very specific project that is forever. I need to be careful about that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I mean, the vlog would end eventually. I will die. That is, I hate to let everyone know.
You are human.
I am human, and I have only found 5 of the Dragon Balls, and I don't think I'm going to find the last 2. It really sucks. I think Jules has 1, so maybe I can beat him up. He might just give it to me. I'm his dad. All right, that's it. We're over time. Have yourselves a good Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that I get to see some of you tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern for Tunic. I think the reason I like Tunic so much is that it's been unexpected. I wasn't even planning to play through this game. I just wanted to try it out. And it's just been...
Are you finishing it tomorrow?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Like, I don't know, but no. Based on what I know, I would say probably not. Anyway, see y'all tomorrow.